Hey guys, we are talking about an all glitter glamorous eyeshadow palette that's launched for the holiday season. This is by Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. This is the box that it came in. So in the initial launch, she did not come out, she didn't come out with any eye products, I think, right? Yeah, no eyeshadows or anything like that, no eyeliners, mascara, nothing like that. So I think she's debuted her first eye product for the holiday season, and this is the box that it came in, and it says Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, and then it says Fenty in all glitter. Now it is actually glitter, and it doesn't have any sealant which prevents this glitter from falling off, or if you touch it, the glitter actually comes right off. Not completely, but you can like tell there is some glitter on my fingers. So I'm not a big fan of that, but that's the way it is. But it looks very beautiful, right? It gives a very beautiful effect. So it says Fenty in glitter, and then down here it says in a very small font Galaxy. Galaxy is the name of the palette, I think, or I'm not sure whether it's the name of the finish. Maybe it's the name of the finish too. I'm not sure. But the palette is, for now, it's called Galaxy Eyeshadow Palette. And you get 14 eyeshadows in here. And in each pan, you get 0.04 ounce of product, which is not a bad amount of product at all to be in a palette, you know. Because just for reference, Max eyeshadows, you get 0.05 ounce of product. I think Urban Decay also carries 0.05 ounce of product in their singles, in their full-size singles. I think Makeup Geek, I think it carries 0.06 ounce of product, a little bit more. But 0.05 in a palette is actually a good amount, not bad at all. So you get 0.04 ounce of product, and you get 14 shades. And yeah, and this retails for $60. Wait, 60 or 59? Let me quickly double check. I'm not entirely certain. 59, guys, it's 59. So with tax, it is definitely going to cross 60. So first, I didn't know the price of the palette only when I was like going in to buy it. When I was adding it to the basket, I saw the price and I was actually kind of put off by it. 14 shadows for $60 is actually quite expensive, guys. I think it's expensive, yeah. So but anyways, I was curious. I wanted to see what it was all about, and I love glitter eyeshadows. Glitter, very multi-dimensional, like you know, diamond looking eyeshadows. I love them. So I went ahead and bought it anyways. So this is the box, and in the back of the box you see like a depiction of what you get. It's not very accurate, but you do kind of, you know, it's just a rough depiction of what you get inside. The shades that you see, it's not exactly accurate. And it says in the box, hyper reflective sparkle, phenomenal 3D flex, infinite new dimensions. Oh, it just says after that in multiple languages. So yeah, so this is the kind of eyeshadows that I like and I'm really drawn towards. That's why I actually went ahead and bought it, because even though it was like quite expensive, in my opinion, it is quite expensive. Because initially when she launched, you know, her foundations, her lip gloss, everything was moderately priced. It is definitely not very high-end kind of pricing, not like luxury pricing, but suddenly all of a sudden she like drops a palette which is $60 and you get only 14 eyeshadows. That's why I was kind of taken by surprise, because the other products that were launched along with this Galaxy collection were lip products. They were not crazy expensive. I think all of them were around $20 or even less, $18, $19, $20. So this was the only one which is actually on the expensive side. So anyways, this is the box that it came in. It's it looks like oil slick, but I don't know, Galaxy, when I think about Galaxy, the colors that come to mind is those, you know, silvers, black, and gunmetal kind of colors, not this oil slick. But anyways, that's what we have. Then it says Fenty Beauty here. And then we open it up. It's not magnetic, and it does come with a mirror. And these are the shades that you get. The pans are diamond shaped, or maybe it's just square pans arranged in a different way. That's probably what happened. It's just square pants, just arranged in a different way, but if you look straight, it looks like diamond shaped pants. So and these are the shades you get, and they're all arranged beautifully like this. And they don't have the names of the shades written in the palette, but at the back you have the names of the shades. And so yeah, that's it, you guys. And where is this made? This is made in Canada. So let's open it up. I don't have nails and this is really hard for me to do it. Okay, let's get into the swatches and then I'll tell you guys how it performed, whether I liked it or not, whether if it's really worth the money. Because there is another palette. I have it. I use it, but I don't have it with me right now to show you guys. It's the Urban Decay Moondust. I will be telling a few points of comparisons to like help you guys make a decision if you want that or this, because that is also an all glitter, pressed glitter eyeshadow palette as well. But anyways, let's get into the swatches. So this is called, it's difficult for me to pair the names at the back with the shades. So I'm just going to go into the swatches and that's it. The first shade is, so my arms are not moisturized, not primed, so it's just bare dry arms, to be honest. That's it. So this is a beautiful shade. It doesn't exactly have a black base. It's more of a very deep, dirty olive green base with green sparkles. So it's really, really beautiful. It beautifully pops on dark skin, guys. And it's also quite pigmented. And then you have like another shade which has a black, this guy has a black base. This has a black base with gold shimmers, as you can see. And this is also quite pigmented. And this is one of the big duds in the palette. I do not like it. Let me quickly show it to you guys. So these two are really, really nice. This is the olive green base with the green shimmers, and this is the black with gold shimmers, and this is like a bronze shade, which I don't know, it's not pigmented, and even if you like wet your brush, it like takes a lot to build up, and it's just not worth my time, honestly. I do not like the shade. It's just not good. So one more swatch. So yeah, that is not a good shade. Then in the second row, we have this. It has like a white base, obviously, and it has some gold sparkles in it. This shade is not too opaque like these two, or it's not like too terrible as this. It's somewhere in between. You have to layer it definitely, but if you layer it, it does work. You do get full opacity in 3 layers, 3 coats of the eyeshadow. So yeah, it does work. And then this is a plum color actually. This is a plum color with some green gold sparkles. And this is also actually a nice color, guys. This definitely, it's not very, very pigmented, but 2 layers actually works really well. Just 2 layers. Do you see that? Just 2 layers I did it. And it's actually quite pigmented. This is also a nice color. And then you have this. This is actually a really, really beautiful color. This again is a green toned color. It has a mint green tone to it. Mint green gold tone to it. It's really beautiful. This also is a really good pigmented color. It works really, really well and it's very beautiful on the eyes. So far, oh wait, let's finish the first 2 rows and then I'll tell you guys about so far. And then finally in the second row, this is a shade that I just swatched for you guys. This again, I don't know, this has a slight tone of gold to it, and this is just silver, right? So I don't see a big difference between these 2 shades on my skin tone, and even on the eyes they just look similar, but this is definitely more pigmented than this guy. So in the second row we have 2 shades that are so similar. This on either ends, this guy and this guy. The second row I swatched these 4. Both are very, very similar, guys. So far in the first 2 rows I have only 1 shade which is very, very underperforming. That's the bronze shade in the first row. So, but otherwise, but for this shade, all the other shades are actually nice. They're really nice. Now we have this beautiful sky blue, baby blue kind of a shade, which actually, I don't know, it's, as you can see, it's very reflective and everything, but even if you like layer it a lot, I feel it still remains a little bit sheer, but it gives that glossy look, probably because it has that iciness to it, and also it's a pale shade, so it gives that glossy look. But still, I feel even if I go up to 3 layers, there is a slight translucency to it, but still I think it looks stunning on the eyes. It looks really, really beautiful, but it's on the sheerer side. Then you have this shade, which is a peachy gold. Wait, it's like a more than a peachy gold, it's more of a pink with some gold shimmers. Now this again is not a good shade, guys. Again, in the third row we see, actually the third row altogether I'm not very pleased, to be honest. This again is not a very good shade. I struggled a bit to build the shade up, and I don't know, I had to layer it a lot, and it did not like truly like pop on the eyelids in spite of all the shimmers. So I don't know, I was not very happy with this shade. This is the third row, the baby blue, and then this is the pink with gold glitters. And wait, what is this shade? This is more like a gunmetal shade, I feel, with green shimmers. This again is not a very good shade. Again, I struggled a little bit to build the shade up. It again looked very dull on the eyes. I don't know, I was not very happy with these two shades. The third row, this blue was good, but there was still a translucency to it, even though I built up a lot. But it actually really looked beautiful on my skin tone, just because it's such a light, beautiful color to begin with. So it looked really nice. It has also like large flakes, glitter flakes in it. It looked really beautiful. But these two shades are kind of dull on my skin tone to begin with. So also adding to the fact that it's not that pigmented, it kind of didn't work for me. So these two shades I did not like. So let's move on to the last row. Last row, you have this beautiful fiery shade. You can see how fiery it is. It has orange and red and beautiful yellow. It's actually a really, really beautiful shade. It's very, very pigmented, crazy pigmented, and also it's a really beautiful shade. And then this one, I feel this guy does not belong in here. It is, don't get me wrong, it's very pigmented, but it's not, doesn't have, do you see, it's like it's just like a shimmer shade. It doesn't have any of that glamour to it as you see in the other shades. Do you see how glamorous all the other shades are, with all the glitter and the sparkle? This is just a shimmer shade, guys. So I don't know, it's a beautiful shade. It's actually richly pigmented, but it's not a galaxy eyeshadow. And then we have this purple shade. I initially thought this shade and maybe this shade are similar, but this is definitely more plum toned and this is purple. So they are actually different. And this shade, again, I was not very happy with it. It took a lot of building up, and as you can see, it's not a vibrant shade, so it doesn't like really pop on my skin tone. So yeah, that's that purple shade. And then finally, again, another favorite of mine in the palette is this. Again, this is a duochrome. It's like a peach and a gold. It's very, very pigmented as well. I have the Galaxy eyeshadows in the center of my eyelids today, and I have this shade and this shade mixed in together. These are like duochromes to begin with, both eyeshadows. So when I mix them together, it gave a very beautiful multi-dimensional look on the eyes. So I really like these two shades, so I just mixed them both and they really worked well. So these are the swatches, those 14 shades, and I just told you guys how each and every shade performed on my skin tone and on the eyes and everything. So let's talk about the formula now. I feel the formula is slightly it's not very creamy and slippery. There is some friction when you touch the shades with your fingers, so it's not very slippery, but I feel it's kind of on the drier side, because when I was applying these eyeshadows dry, now I'm talking about the performance of these eyeshadows dry. So when you wet the brush, definitely it's going to amplify somewhat. So yeah, I think I should have told you guys in the beginning, all the performance of the eyeshadows that I was talking to you guys about was dry brush, dry application with a primer underneath, not a glitter glue, just a sticky primer. I usually use the NYX HD base. I really like it, so that's the primer I use, and it's on the stickier side, it's not dry. So yeah, let's move on to the formulation. Now, like I said, the formula of the eyeshadow is kind of on the drier side. So when I was applying the eyeshadows dry on the eyes, I could, in the peripheral vision, I could see the glitter just flying everywhere. So I've never experienced, I have used MAC's Extra Dimension eyeshadows, and then I've used, of course, Urban Decay's Moondust eyeshadows. I've never experienced something like this when I use those eyeshadows with a dry brush, with a dry application. They probably sometimes are not that pigmented, or they're very pigmented. I've never seen like a glitter just flying everywhere, but so that's why I'm coming to the conclusion that probably these eyeshadows are slightly on the dry side. So that's not like a biggest downside, to be honest, but it's just an observation that I wanted to share with you guys. What else? These actually, as you can see, they are saturated with glitter, and I don't think you can use these eyeshadows anywhere else but on the eyelids. Now, I really love to use all kinds of shades in the crease, except for eyeshadows that are saturated with glitter. But I think Natasha Denona's eyeshadows and Pat McGrath's eyeshadows, even if they're saturated with glitter, they work beautifully with a blending brush wherever you want, whether you want in the crease, on the eyelid, they work beautifully with a blending brush. But these, obviously, you cannot use them in the crease. You have to use them only on the eyelids. And as I said, some shades actually presented some problems. There was this shade, let me quickly show it to you in the palette. There was this bronze shade in the first row, and this third row altogether is not like beautifully performing. There are some kind of so-so shades in the third row, and also this purple shade. So altogether, some shades actually are fantastic, some are so-so, and some are not that good. So is this really $60 worth? I don't know. I think personally, you can make all of these shades work on the eyes. They're not like hopeless kind of shades. You can definitely make all of the shades work. And I don't think there is an eyeshadow palette in the market which has so many glitter eyeshadows in one palette. The other one is Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows, and they are actually quite expensive. I would say even more expensive than this. Yes, actually they are $49 for 8 shadows, guys. Just 8 shadows, you pay $49, and this is $60 for 14 eyeshadows. And the amount of product you get in the Urban Decay Moondust palette is actually half of what you get in each pan. Here I said you get 0.04 ounce of product in each pan, but in the Urban Decay Moondust you get only 0.02 ounce of product, which is like a mini eyeshadow, no doubt. There's no speculation, there's no like contemplation. It is definitely a mini size eyeshadow, but they charge you like what, more than $6 or $7 each, right? So that is definitely on the expensive side, although in total you pay less money, because it comes up to $50 before tax, and this is like what, I'm just rounding it to $60. So, but even that be the case, I feel you get very less amount of product, and you get a lot of color selection here. You do get, I don't see any repetitions in the shade. Do you guys see any repetitions? They're all, I feel, definitely kind of different, right? In some way or the other. I don't think, maybe except for these two shades, this white shade with gold shimmers, and this shade with just silver shimmers. white base shade with silver shimmers. These two kind of look same, but as you can see, when this is sheared out, kind of looks different, but on the eyes they do look same. But besides that, there is a really different variety of shade selection here, and although it is on the expensive side, do we have an alternative in the market right now, which gives you so much amount of product and so many shade selection? No, right? So for that reason, I think I do recommend this palette, because if someone is in need of an eyeshadow palette, so many glitter shades, and who loves glitter eyeshadows, I think this is a very cost-effective way to like get glitter eyeshadows, a lot of glitter eyeshadows in one go, without like spending so much money. Because if you can accumulate 14 glitter eyeshadows in singles, but you'll end up spending so much, a lot, outrageous amount of money. So for that reason, I do recommend this palette actually, in spite of the cost. But there are few duds, as I said. This shade, let me show it in the palette, because otherwise it won't make sense. You'll be like, which shade is that? This bronze shade, and the third row is very so-so for me, but besides that, I think you can really make all the colors really work on every skin tone. And because if you use them wet, with a wet application, with a wet brush, if you like pack it on top of a glitter primer, I think all of these methods would really boost these eyeshadows and make them really beautiful on your eyes. So yeah, I think I told you guys everything I had to say about the palette. What else? This is a limited edition palette. I don't know why I forgot about it. This is a limited edition palette. This is for the holidays, and you can find this palette on Sephora's website. I think it's already out in stores, so you can find it on Sephora's website and on Fenty Beauty's website as well. So yeah, you guys, I hope I didn't confuse you guys a lot. Hope I told you everything I wanted to tell you. I guess so. See you guys in the next video. Hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.